What were some major events that happened while you were growing up in the 50s and 60s?
I think the major one was Kennedy's assassination. Because I was young, it really scared the whole nation, scared me. I didn't know what was going to happen to the government. I thought our country was coming to an end. Being young, I'd say that's the major one.
Were you drafted or thought you were going to be drafted for Vietnam?
I would have been drafted, but I was going to college, so I applied for a school deferment, which I received, so I went to college instead.
How did being able to buy alcohol when you're 18 affect you and affect like the whole country?
Well, it affected us because after graduation, being that young, we drank a lot. But we probably wouldn't have drank so much. We couldn't go out and buy it for ourselves. We tried it a lot because we could afford to go buy it.
What about, like, you told me a while back about your soccer championship?
Yeah, we went to Fort Kent to play playoff game. We had stashed booze in our duffel bags, so when we get up there, we drank in our rooms that night.
Because you were all 18?
Yep, we're all 18. And, definitely have it with us, which we weren't supposed to, Didn't get caught, so didn't win the game either.
What do you remember about drugs being a part of society back in the 60s and 70s?
I don't really remember much about the drugs being back there, because in the 60s, like I said, I started high school in 68, so I was young, one thing, and I don't remember much about it until after I graduated, and that's when I really noticed the drugs. Just get out in the world a little more, get away from Heartland, Maine, and get into that kind of era, I guess.
How was the economy in the 70s and 80s, and how did it affect, like, you and your pay?
Well, we didn't make as much money per hour, but it went a lot further. Because I think my first job was $1.80 an hour. When I first married, we could, buy groceries for $25 would feed us for the week. So
yeah,
we didn't make as much, but things were cheaper, so the money went further.
How did your father's death from World War II affect you, like, as a young kid?
Well, it made us grow up a lot quicker than our older brothers. I think our older siblings, my sisters and brothers, there's 13 of us in the family.
Right.
Younger ones, and a lot of them were already off on their own when father passed away.
So pretty much your older brothers were like your dad?
Well, yeah, they took us, did what they could do, but they were raising families on their own, So it definitely made us grow up a lot quicker. And didn't have that guidance that you need when you're a teenager and you need your father around you.
Yeah. What was it like growing up in the 60s with a family the size of yours?
I enjoyed it. We were poor. We worked hard on the farm, but we had a lot of good times, a lot of good memories with the family. Always had things to eat. So always had a big garden. Always had our own animals. So.
What do you remember about, or was there a lot of racism in this area while you were growing up?
I don't remember hearing any, really. You always get your jokes, but, as far as actual racism, I don't remember any of it.
And there was no, like, lynchings, like hanging people around here?
Not that I know of, I put it that way. I never recall it. I don't remember hearing of it.
Do you remember anything about the civil rights movement in the 60s, or were you too young?
I was too young. Like I said, I really, I heard about Martin Luther King, but it really didn't dawn on me what it was all about.
What were gas prices like in the 70s?
Well, when I was a sophomore, I worked at a gas station in St. Albans, and gas was 35 cents a gallon. So
wow.
It was pretty affordable. If you had a $5 bill, you could get a lot of gas.
$5 nowadays will get you a little over a gallon.
Yep. Not much gas anymore for $5.
All right. Well, thank you for the interview.